today's PowerPoint with all the resources and information that are there. I am going to just go in quickly and mute everyone um, so that we don't have any background noise. But for those that might be new to Teams, you can see on the screen up here, we have our, I'm just in the participant section. Right next to that, you'll see chat. And you'll see that the recording has started. I'm gonna just type good morning, just to give you an example. And then you press the little, looks like a little paper airplane, and that'll send it in. So just so that if you have any questions throughout the presentation, please post them in chat, and I will make sure I spend a little time at the end addressing everything, and I'll even try and stay on a couple minutes after that 10 of mark. So thanks again for joining us today. Grab your cup of coffee. I think you're going to enjoy this presentation. I'm excited about this. This is one of those programs that I really like. So the only other thing I'm going to do before I'm going to shut my camera off just to conserve a little bandwidth. And let's go to our presentation. We're going to Skype in the classroom today. I'm so excited about this tool, especially given our current climate and the amount of us that will be teaching online. So here's a little bit about myself. I was an elementary school teacher for 10 years before becoming a Microsoft Learning Consultant. Here's my email address, Twitter, and LinkedIn information. I really like to keep up with Twitter because Microsoft puts out so many new things. Right now, they've just launched in August all new things for Flipgrid. Whiteboard constantly has new things. So please follow me and I will help try to keep you up to date on the latest things that are happening. So what are we going to cover today? We're going to look at what is Skype in the classroom, the 4 main types of Skype in the classroom, how to schedule and manage a project, how to set up and manage your account. I'm actually going to give you some time today and walk you through the steps of setting up an account with Skype Online so that you can leave here today ready to start exploring and get your class on board with it. And then we'll take some time for questions and answers. So what is Skype in the classroom? You can take live virtual field trips anywhere in the world. It's free. You can connect with classrooms and experts around the world. I love that there's so many topics, so you can make it relevant to whatever you're learning. And one of the beautiful things is because you're connecting with classrooms all over the world, not just our own country, it really develops empathy and compassion. So let's take a look at what is Skype.
Early on, our global experiences were very analog. The light bulb just kind of went on, and I said, what if there was a class somewhere else that we could talk to? What if there was a scientist that was, learning and studying the same things that my students are learning? How awesome would it be to connect my students to that and have them not just read about science, but actually be scientists and work alongside a scientist who could share their research with them.
How many times do you get to see a baby penguin? My kids have. How many times do you get to go see, the tar pit? My kids have. They have that ability to talk to whoever they need to talk to find the results and find the ideas that others have.
It's more than just engagement, and it's more than just passion. It's passion for learning.
I've told the kids this many times in the past, that the greatest gift you can have leaving this classroom is to walk away having curiosity about things, wondering about things, questioning things, because that's what makes you invested in life and learning. I can't imagine teaching in a classroom with 4 walls from a textbook. It's just much, much more than that.
And not only do I see the scientific and the important educational value of it, I do see how it affects them as humans.
My students became lifelong learners because they understood the power of using learning to affect real change in the world.
That's why I Skype, because I can take them, I can make them see the possibilities that I don't think I would be able to if I didn't have it.
I have letters to prove it and conversations I've had with parents where they felt like their child woke up and all of a sudden really developed a natural interest in the world and what was happening within it.
Skype brings all of it together. It's engaging, and it also makes them passionate about learning more. And that's really the magic zone where you want to be as a teacher.
I think that's what we all want. We want our kids excited, engaged, curious about the world. And this is how Skype does it. You have virtual field trips, classrooms where you participate in mystery Skypes, guest speakers, so you can connect with guest speakers from around the world on various topics, and they will talk to your kids. Collaborative projects, you can either join a collaborative project or you can create one and send it out for others to participate in. Themed collection is still a work in progress, but it is will be up and running shortly. Then special events, these can also be ones that are pre-recorded and you can just watch on demand at your will, or they're ones where they're going to post the date coming up. We're going to take a look at each one of these in depth a little bit more. There's a little nuances to each one of them. So let's take a look first at Mystery Skype. The reason I'm pulling this one up first is I thought this might be a really great back to school community building, especially if you're doing remote learning. So what it is your class connects with another class in the world and you play a game and you have to see, the goal is to guess where the other class's school is first. What's your location? So you ask each other yes and no questions until you figure out where that class is. And then the winner is the one that guessed right first. So it's a great way to team build. It's a great way for kids to take pride in their school, in their community, and engage with another school in the world. So I've included this passport in our last slide. There's a lot of resources, and I included a link to get this. There's a passport, it's several pages long. I'm just showing you the first one, but this is something that you could also do with the kids. And, you know, as they're doing these mystery Skypes or visiting these other virtual field trips, you could have them fill out this Skype in the Classroom passport as a little log for where you go throughout the year. There's one designed for younger students and there's one designed for older students. Both are included in today's resources. So let's take a look at Mystery Skype and how it's used in a classroom.
In my classroom, I'll grasp onto any technology that can expand the kids' possibilities. Greeter, come on up. Learning comes from a teacher that's willing to take a risk and do something new and bring in these powerful tools.
Hi, welcome to Mystery Skype.
One of the key tools we're using right now is Skype to connect with their classrooms. It's so powerful to connect them beyond these four walls.
Are you in the United States?
Mystery Skype's a chance for the kids to connect with other students around the world.
Are you east of Mississippi?
Runners,
No.
It's a challenging game for them. They have to critically think.
It helps the kids understand other cultures and other countries.
Are you in the U.S.? No, we're not. Are you somewhere in Mexico? Yes.
It's a powerful tool to see kids learning from each other. Hey, Mateo, come on over, bring those maps. To see their critical thinking process is far better than any test I can give them.
Because of Mr. Begley, learning seems to be really fun. It's more like a game instead of the teacher telling you this is what we're going to be doing.
It's a team effort to really win Mystery Skype. Do the Rocky Mountains run through your state? No.
I mean, really, it takes a team to do anything in life. And this is a chance for them to experience that collaboration.
Are you in Baja, California? No.
You can see those light bulbs going off and just that connection that they're making. How better to do that than to actually connect with other kids all over the world?
Do you have dry weather?
Yes, we do have.
Technology empowers our class to be enabled to learn beyond our four walls. I'm just a passionate educator who wants to make an impact for kids. I'll take risks to try to expand their learning beyond what they could have ever imagined.
Are you in Mexico City?
Yes, we are.
So that is one way that you, one of the 4 ways that you can participate with Skype in the classroom is the mystery. So here are, if you're planning activities, we're going to go take a look at the live, the virtual field trips and the guest speakers. And here are some activities that can go with these. These are all live links. So when you go into the PowerPoint presentation day, you'll have access to these. They're also on the website from Skype in the Classroom. But I just want to let you know that they are tied to standards. So they were curated and carefully chosen for students and teachers to use those. Let's take a look at Skype in the Classroom. So when you log in, I'm actually logged in. You can see my name up here at the top. And Jennifer, you could see I have no classes at this time. What you have is when you log in, you have many different things to choose from. So this is, you can do learning from home, getting started. This is a getting started guide. This is how we're going to use this to walk through and help you get set up. I'll post those one by one and we'll get you set up. And we're going to start by choosing some activities and looking at how to get started with them. So first of all, you can look at the live events that are coming up. So if you're not ready to plan one, but you just want to put it out to your students to join and to try it, they can join individually. In fact, today there's a live event. Tune in every Wednesday. So every Wednesday at 10 a.m. they have this, a different one. And there was an elephant sanctuary. And then there's another one on the 12th, next Wednesday. Thank you. Sorry. And then we have one August 19th. These are the ones that are on demand. I'm going to show you those quickly so that they might be a great place to start and just get comfortable with this platform. You have authors, Jane Goodall. There's a lot of different ones in here. This one is great. When you click on them, they're going to give you some more information about the topic, watching on demand, activities that you can do. If we click on Jane Goodall, you'll see similar. It'll give you an overview. There's the broadcast, activity plan. Everything's there that you would need to participate with watching this on demand. So they've done a good job of putting all the pieces together for you. And there's a good handful. My actual personal kids did this one. We did the going to see the space shuttle. We actually watched that when it was a live event. It was very cool. We enjoyed that one. So check them out. They will tell you the times, how long they run, but this is a great way to get started and get your feet wet. When you go back here, let me go back one more page. You can type in, let's just look at virtual field trips. You have options. So here we can just look at only virtual field trips. We can look at, I apologize, that is not the screen I wanted to get to. Let me get back out of here. So I'm going to do this because I want to show you a different screen. And I'm not getting the screen I want right now. It always seems to happen that way. So if we just look at before, there we go. Oh, nope, I'm back to the same screen. That's okay. So when you log in, after you make your account, this is the screen you're going to see. And here we can look at we'll look at getting down here. Let's take a look at the getting started guide. I apologize, I'm not getting to the screen I want to, but let's take a minute. Let's get you logged in so you can start. Here we go. This is where it is. Find activities in classrooms. All right. I want to make sure that I just want to look at virtual field trips right now. And here we go. This is what I wanted. And I don't know why when I clicked virtual field trips before, this wasn't coming up. I apologize. So when you log into the virtual field trips, what you're going to see are different locations. You're going to get a lot of virtual tours. It's going to take you to a specific spot. You will have a tour guide that walks you around there and shows you the area, shows you, what is that point of interest. So for example, here is the information about visit the Egyptian Museum in Cairo. So here's where you would request the session. It is when you request a session, make sure that you choose at least 5 sessions. That way it gives enough flexibility and options to the person who is going to be your tour and run your virtual field trip. Then they will talk to you and connect with you. And let me show you what that looks like. So when you choose, you're going to see here right now there's availability. If it is, let me show you back in our PowerPoint slide I put together. So we talked about suggesting 5 slots. Blue slots show availability. Purple slots are your requests. If it's grayed, they're already booked. If there's red slots, it's reserved. And just be aware, all of the time slots are converted to your time zone. So when we set that up, you're going to see that you're going to have to put all that information in. So you'll pick 5 times, 5 different slots that would work for you, different days. Then you put your request in, then someone will contact you and you will work out that dialogue of when it would be, when you're going to show that virtual field trip to your students. And it's live, it's interactive, your kids will get to ask questions. And then anyone you pick on, it will have information, it will have additional resources, and then here is the person that will be speaking to you. It'll show you your age range and the history. It's a history topic. So it has a lot of information for you to choose from. The other thing I really want to be aware of, check the languages. Because this is an international program, you want to make sure that your language is represented. Most English is covered with most of them, but just be aware that you're going to want to check that point. I want to take a look if we choose guest speakers, what that looks like. Now you're going to see, I'm going to choose history again. You're going to see a lot of what are called Microsoft Innovative Experts, MIEs, and they are educators throughout the world that have been vetted and are part of a special education program through Microsoft. And one of their goals is to reach out and to not only teach in their classroom, but reach out worldwide to educators and students. So a lot of them, if they have an expertise in a certain area, will become presenters here in Skype in the classroom. So when you see that MIE, know that that is someone from Microsoft, a vetted educator that is working with Microsoft. So a guest speaker is a little bit different. That's someone who's going to come and speak to your kids. For example, here's Meet the Washingtons. And so you're going to get to have that character. They're going to be in that persona. They're going to speak with your kids. Here's a little description, a follow-up activity, ages it's good for. It lasts 30 minutes and our language is English, and then you can request a session. So those are the 2 ones I wanted to point out first, were the guest sessions, virtual field trips. Here is where you would set up a classroom for that mystery Skype. So here you see by ages, you see different locations. So you can really work out and see if you could find a school that you feel would be a great fit for your students. Then the last thing right here is the collaboration projects. So these are projects that are student created or school created that they are looking for participation from around the world to complete their project. So there's everything in here from technology to there's fundraising for some schools. So you can find a lot of different topics. So if your school has a project that they would like others to participate in, you can do that and you can create a project. What you need to do that is you have to write, I want to say I think it's 200 word essay explaining your project. You submit it, and then to encourage participation, there's a chat that is tied to the project, and you would go on and encourage conversation with the chat. You would talk to the other classes that are participating in your chat. So it's not something you just post and throw up and then don't, are hands off. You really do need to monitor it. You need to answer questions. You need to encourage it. You can even publicize that your class is doing it. So you have, good active participation. So other things you can do over here, you can see you can sort by subject. You can choose by age range, duration. Most of them run about 30 minutes, which is a good time frame right now for virtual. More than that sometimes can be tough, especially on the younger ones. You can select days, availability, languages, so you can filter all of that here before even getting over into here. I'm going to go back to our PowerPoint now. So we talked about all of our tips for requesting, and then I want to move back to our meeting and just stop for a minute and see if there's any questions that I could help you with at this time before we look at setting up our accounts. The map resources, it's really up to you. If you have use of technology or iPads in your classroom, I would use it online because kids can zoom in, they can have a little more access with, the question was, what map resources do you use or suggest to use with Mystery Skype? Like I was saying, I would, if you had iPads or Chromebooks or some kind of technology, I would use online mapping because it would give the kids, they can look at it in satellite view. They could look at it in a 2D map, and it would really give some great access. If they think it's in North America, you could start big, and then with a digital map, you could zoom in as they think they're getting closer and closer. But it depends on your school's resources. Any other questions? How do you suggest we do Mystery Skype remotely with another class? Would they be able to Zoom us? Yes. So I was thinking about this and how to do this. Right now, I want to say it's in August that they're launching it. Now, the way Microsoft rolls things out is it's not one big whoosh and the whole product's out to everybody. But they are coming up, I'm going to show you here, with the gallery and the large gallery. I'm in a MIE tenant that kind of gets everything ahead of time. So that large gallery is going to be a 49 by 49. So you could divide your class. If you have a class of 20, you could divide it into 2 groups so that, if you have 20, you're in great shape, and they have 20, you're going to have a 49 grid, a 7 by 7, and you all could be seen and participate in one meeting. And team meets host up to 300. But having that large gallery view where 49 little faces could get seen, you could definitely do 2 classrooms with everyone remoting in. If you do not have that large gallery view rolled out to you yet, my other suggestion would be you could divide up in groups and maybe, do 10 kids and 10 kids and just do a smaller platform and do it that way with Mystery Skype. We're doing it remote learning. How do I set it up for virtual learning? Do I set up Skype and the students use my computer, or do they all have to? So you have the option to set it up through Skype, or you can request it be done through Teams. When you're setting up and setting up your meeting time and with the other school, if you wanted to do it in Teams where everybody joins the one team meet, you could do that. It doesn't have to be in Skype. And that 7x7 grid is a team meet feature. So I would personally probably suggest that team meet because it's number one, if you go to office.com, let me just pull that up for you real quick. If you go to office.com and plug in your school email, it is free. This is free to educators with your school email. So even if you don't have this downloaded on your computer, you could set it up here, and then your students could all join. You could send them an invite to your team, and then they could all join your team, and you could send a link for that to be. We use Zoom. Can this be done in Zoom? I will find out and let you know if this can be done in Zoom. I haven't seen any documentation where it can be done in Zoom. Zoom, yes. So Teams is having breakout rooms too. Check with your school, see what their policies are. If I know the school district I worked in, if I wanted to use a specific product, there was just a set of protocols I had to go through to request permission. So it was really just the fact that they didn't want anyone downloading anything or using anything. But because, so check with your school IT and see how that works. I will look into the Zoom and see if you can use a Zoom link. I, at this time, do not think it's possible, but I'm not 100% sure. I know you can add a Zoom to a team. Like you can add, if you needed to add, if you're in a team, you have that plus where you can add to a tab, if you know what I'm talking about. And one of the apps you can add is Zoom. But I don't know if that would let you do what you want to do in this format, and I don't know how Zoom will connect to the Skype in the classroom. So let me see if it will do it, and let me see if I can figure out a workaround. Sometimes if you put a couple of different pieces of the puzzle together, you can come up with a workaround too. So I'll look into that, and I will post on the site where I uploaded the presentation and the link to this. I will let you know what I find out, and I will add it in there. Any other questions I can help with at this point? Okay, so I'm going to bounce back here to, I want to show you the getting started. So when you log in, let me scroll down. So when you log in, this is joining Skype in the classroom. It's completely free. All you need is your Office 365 account. So that is going to be your school email. When your school district, has their subscription, it is tied to your school email. So you're going to want to use that when you log in. So if you want to do this, I'll help you walk you through it. We have about a little more than 20 minutes to do this. So one of the things they requested is that we give you guys time to try things. And then I want to just maybe take the next 10 minutes to get you all set up. And then I want to show you all the resources that I'm going to leave you with today so that, it's not necessary to remember or take a lot of notes for everything that we did. So if you log into Skype in the classroom, just type that in, use your school email. It will log you in. It's going to ask you to verify contact information. Now, this is where you want to make sure and you're going to add your location, this is what allows the time zones to automatically convert. So you don't want to skip this section. So when we were looking at that Egypt museum, and we were looking at the times that were available, it's going to show, because we fill out this first step with the contact information and our location, and that's why it's starred. That's what's going to allow all those times to convert. And you're not going to have to worry about, well, is that 11 a.m. in Cairo? Or is that 11 a.m. my time? You can add a Skype profile URL. You can, I think you can also do that later too, though. Yeah, you can. You can add it later when editing your profile if you want to. So at this time, if anyone has any questions, so that I don't have to bounce back and forth, you can unmute yourself. I'd be happy to answer questions as we do this process. So once after you set up your profile, the second step would be to choose how you'd like to participate. Do you want to connect with your students in your with your classroom, or do you want to volunteer and do you want to be a speaker? Do you have something that you feel is that you would like to share? You know, so, and do you want to do both? And then the last step for setting up is just, of course, there's always those agree. I'm joining Skype in the classroom community for educational purposes. I'm older than 18. Terms and conditions, all of those safety protocol are there. And then it's up to you whether you'd like email sent to you. It's kind of nice to get the email sent because you find out about the upcoming events. You know, yes, there's the every Wednesday ones, but then there's ones like at the beginning of July, there was they went to the US Intrepid in New York City and showed the space shuttle and did a tour, and you could ask them questions, and that one was really cool. So you'll get announcements about those things coming up. And then the rest of this quick start guide, which you have access to, is just managing your profile, connecting. This is some of the stuff that we talked to. You can create or edit your profile, add a picture, which is kind of nice, especially if you're going to be doing Skype in the classroom. It's really nice for if you're connecting with another teacher to have that face recognition and just that comfort level. So when you first log in, it's a familiar face to you when contacting them, but that's at your discretion. All right, I'm going to bounce back, make sure I just didn't miss anybody. Is there anything I can do to help you with setting up your accounts? Is there... Oh, hang on. I noticed that in the video, the teacher had specific roles designated to the students. Is there a script activity that prepares kids for this role? Yes, there is. You will see here, there's a whole mystery Skype. They have, this resource I'm giving to you. I was just about to show this to you in a couple minutes. But here is a rubric, curriculum OneNote. So this is a whole thing. This curriculum OneNote is pretty extensive. It's a live link in there, so let me pull it up for you. And they walk you through how to do all of it. You're never left on your own. So all of this you will have access to today. But they go through here, they will give you everything before, during, after, and this is all just for Skype, in Mystery Skype. So here is documenting, find how to find a class, how to create questions. Here's suggestions, job assignments. So do you have greeters, mappers, photographers? Here's another one. More suggestions. Maybe you're going to look with dates, locations, more questions. Teacher resources. Here's sample job lists. So they're all here and you can customize it, sharing with your parents. There's more links. So all of that is going to be here for you today. Let me show you in the PowerPoint where you can find that stuff. Okay, so what I've done, if you have not, if you've never used the Microsoft Education Center, it's amazing. It is a free resource to teachers. You just, all you have to do is set up a profile, and really that's just your name and email address. And it has tons of classes that are available to you. And then let me log in and show you here. So I'm logged in. You can see my profile up here, my email. If what you would do is create your profile and then redeem achievement code. If you do that, then after 2 hours of coursework or 1,000 points, so about an hour of coursework's worth 500 points, you will be awarded your MIE, Microsoft Innovative Educator badge. And you can see here, here's coursework I've taken. They have Introduction to Skype in the Classroom. So if you want more information, you want to go back and look at that. They have inclusivity classes, remote teaching, so many different things. And it's all free to educators. They're all on demand. You can take classes when it's convenient for you. You can use it as a resource. That is there for you. And here is the code if you would like to redeem your code today. Now that does not have to do with your credits for this conference. Here are all those resources. Here's the information about Mystery Skype to get to that OneNote. Here's the quick start guide. Here's questions and answers, common questions and answers, another resource guide. That's all there for you. Sorry, I went a little too quick. For participating today, at the end of today's session, you'll receive an email link. And this is, if you have any questions, you're to direct them here. Your CEUs, this is what they told me you will receive. And then attendance and feedback. All participants at the end will be receiving this. And then these are the sponsors that are supporting today's conference. So that is today's information. Let me get some questions here. Can you show the code again? Yes, I will actually do better. I am going to copy, see if, oh, nope. Here's the code. It is T-JJBEAD520. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pop out of this version and I'm going to copy it and I'll put it in the chat so then you can just copy and paste it. So if I go in here, then I have control to do this. And I'll go back. Sorry, my voice is wavering. I better not do that. I'm presenting 4 more times today. There we go. There's the code for today. And oh, I didn't mean to do that for you. It's right there. Now, do you need me to put up, if you need more information about is everyone okay with what you're going to get for the credits for participating in today from your district? That's also in the PowerPoint slides if you need more information. And I know as a presenter, they've asked us to include that in each one of our presentations. So you'll see that again throughout the day. Anything else I can help you with today? I'm going to put my email in here. Don't hesitate to reach out. Any questions you may think of later, please let me know. Did I put a space in it? Oh, hang on. I don't know why that did that. Let me go back. I don't want to type that wrong for you and then. Okay, there we go. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Okay, try that again. All right, there we go. So that's my email address. If you think of something afterwards, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help. I am a resource from Microsoft to help teachers, especially right now, given everything going on with so many people doing online. So please let it know that we're there for you. Today, I will be presenting on OneNote, Teams, Immersive Reader, Translator. I'm going to look at the exact time so I don't tell you the wrong thing. But today I'll be presenting at 10 a.m. I'm presenting on Sway. 11 a.m. Immersive Reader and Translator, 1 p.m. Teams, and 2 p.m. Class Notebook. So I hope you're able to join me today, and hopefully we can get you ready for this school year. Anything else I can help you with? I'll stay on for a couple minutes and answer questions. You're welcome to check out Skype in the classroom. Thank you so much for participating. Really appreciate you coming out today.